What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be spectating random players in Fortnite Zero Build, going over what I think they do well, what they could do differently, and just the state of the game right now. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and comment down below what you think of Fortnite's Godzilla update. Probably going to be the most interesting thing to talk about in this video. I'm hoping we get to spectate a Godzilla game. This is the third match that I've tried to record in a row and not gotten it, or well, 2 games I haven't gotten it, so we'll see if it happens this game. We'll see if the Kong animation plays. That is one like clear indicator that you're definitely getting Godzilla to spawn, but I've been told even in matches where you don't get that animation, he can still spawn in first zone, but I have not seen that happen. Every game that I've had it happen, there's that animation, and then there's also like Monarch supply drops already on the map. And that's just 100% guarantee that he's coming. But like I said, I haven't seen it spawn without that. We'll see if it happens this game or not. In a few minutes. I think it's like 3 minutes into the game that he ends up spawning. He's spectating. I can't tell what skin this is yet. For the machinist. Oh shoot, this guy watches me on Twitch. That's crazy. Okay, he's been in my chat like a good amount over the past week or so. We'll see what they get into. Nice. Somebody under him getting the barrels already, which I would feel very territorial about. I want those barrels. Nice. Oni shotgun almost griefs, but he hits a hard second shot. I don't think the first shot hit very hard. And that's something that's really problematic with the Oni shotgun. If your first shot isn't the greatest, having only 2 shots is really detrimental. If you hit like solid both shots, then like you're great. But if the first shot is rough, then that makes the fight a lot harder than it needs to be. And definitely like opens the door for, you know, the enemy player to potentially win that fight. Oof, I thought he took the fire mask for a second there. There's a Void and the Typhoon Blade. I like having this mobility combo. If I am going to be dealing with Godzilla, though, I would much rather have the Kinetic Blade over the Typhoon Blade. I think like without Godzilla, I'd rather have the Typhoon Blade, especially if I have a Void. But if Godzilla's there, like having that Kinetic Blade, I feel like is nice. Like I want like mobility that moves me quickly and like decently far if I'm dealing with Godzilla. And the Typhoon Blade is good for traveling on the map and it's good in fights, but I feel like you're not getting like very far from where you currently are quickly with the Typhoon Blade in a way that would be relevant to Godzilla. Takes a pump over the Oni. I would agree with that. There's probably people in chat that don't, but I much prefer the pump over the Oni. Somebody in this house. There's a free kill. An AI. I'm gonna duel this person for a better hollow twister. That's something I rarely care to do. That guy's supposed to drop a purple hollow twister. I've seen people say he still doesn't, but he's supposed to. Which is nice, but I just rarely care that much about AR rarity. This NPC here sells shockwaves. Let's see if he's going to go for that. There's usually like way too many AI in this field, though. It's kind of irritating. Somebody already hired the NPC, I think. Seems like they're following that player over there. They're getting shot by another person. That other person is an AI, though. He's going to Typhoon Blade them? Oh, no. Nice. Gets the kill. That's one of the things that's really good about the Typhoon Blade is just like the spam jump into a shotgun shot in a fight. But I feel like a lot of times people do that and it kind of throws their aim off more than it actually helps them. Like right there, it was great. But I've seen people try to do that and then they just hit no shots. And it's just like playing kind of more normal. Probably would have been a better play. Heal this car. I like to just leave them on the pad. Like I would leave this one and get the other one, but it's not the biggest deal. I guess it did heal really quickly. But being in an area when you're like driving one car and then you have the other one just on the pad, like constantly regenning is nice. So you just like keep swapping them out if you're going to be in that area long term. Does not seem like Godzilla is spawning in this match though. I feel like we've been long enough for him to not come. Enemy here, probably an AI. Now he's going to Rat City. I think. Is the medallion in play? No, the ammo medallion was not attained. I really like having that. I've talked about it a lot of times, but just dealing with island and dealing with people playing cover, dealing with people playing cars, it's really good. Another change that happened since I last made one of these videos is the railgun was added. And I've seen a lot of people say they like that as a counter to cars. So we'll see if it comes back to, you know, fight this player because he's using cars. But I feel like I don't get griefed that much by railguns. Like I feel like it's decently avoidable because you get like you typically get a decent amount of warning time that they're, you know, charging their laser up. This radio tower for free. $29 players remaining. Oh, there's the laser charging. I don't know if he loaded his AR. Doesn't get in. This person has a hired NPC, but they get in the car and then they're just dead. That's why I love when people hop in my car. Because if they get out too quickly, or if they do what that guy did where they try to like shoot from the passenger seat, it's bad. I said if they get out too quickly, but if they get out too slowly, then you just get good damage, and then you can get in when they get out, and then just rinse and repeat that, and you're just melting them down. Someone did eventually get the ammo medallion. With a gun like the Hollow Twister in the game, like someone being in your passenger seat is such a free beam. Even if they try to pickaxe you and get you like once or twice with it, like you're gonna do so much more damage to them when you get out. 9 players, probably that person. Oh, they're in this car. He's gonna try to close the gap and then do the pickaxe, but it doesn't work out. They got away quick enough. They crash, but I don't know if it's enough to close the gap. He's going to try to get ahead and block their car, and then I would assume do the pickaxe to them. But it works out. Okay. He didn't get it off, but now he can start shooting the car if he wants and force this person out. But he got out anyways. This guy has a sword of his own, though, so you have to be cautious of his just, like, panic swipe button. They might try to do it here. No, they're just getting in the car. All right. Nice. What a beast. Not really much he can do there, though. That fight is just not going his way. I thought maybe he would try to wait for the player spectating to come up the zipline and then just do the swipe, which would have been unfortunate for the player spectating, but he has a blade of his own, though, so if he reacted quick enough, he could have just did, like, the downward attack and avoided any fall damage and potentially just, like, got back on him again. This person is not really interested in fighting, it seems, though. Island is going to be spawning in his own. I'm guessing it would spawn here, but it can also spawn here. But those would be one of the 2 spots where it can spawn. There's a lot of cars in this area. What happened, dude? I just opened the map and then we're like 4 cars on our screen. Seems very concerned about the medallion player, though. I like to have the ammo medallion. That mythic void mask is great, but It's not as game changing as like the invisibility medallion or like the dash medallion. You can see how weak that car is on Spectator. It looks damaged though. It is pretty weak. He's just gonna run again. And he gets it off nice. I think he gets the shot off before he gets away. Again, I think that player that just died there was just too concerned about running. Like, I get you're weak and you know, the fight isn't going to go your way. Like, he was one pumpable there. But at a certain point, you do have to turn the fight. And getting to that roof first and then maybe doing a katana swipe would have been maybe his best chance to at least, like, reset the fight and get this guy off him. But if someone's pressuring you, you're weak, and you just never look for any opportunity to turn the fight, you're probably just going to slowly lose eventually. I guess, like, maybe best case scenario for him would be this guy gives up or, you know, a third party forces him to, but he could have got the pickaxe off there without the katana jump. I don't know if he meant to do that. He's just so close to the car. I think they're behind the tree. Again, just trying to get ahead, block their car with his, and then do the pickaxe, I would assume. Again, without the katana jump there, I think he would have gotten the pickaxe off because the guy was like close enough driving towards him. But he's kind of like jumping out of range. Like right there, if he did the jump again, he would have been out of range. There he does a pickaxe, gets it off. Oh my gosh. Hopefully there's no third parties. So that person just like no-scoped him with the hunting rifle. That is so unlucky. I don't even think that was a bad play. I would have done exactly the same thing. Like, you just pickaxe, force that person out of the car. He had already pumped him, too, when they flipped the car the first time. Pickaxes, gets like 60 or 80 damage, forces them out of the car, and then can just get out and get the kill. But the other person hits like a hunting rifle no-scope to the head, I think. And then that just completely turns the fight. But that is just so unlucky. This person doesn't want the medallion. Or the mythic void mask, I guess. Is the mythic void mask not here? Only 8 players remaining. Island spawned at Canyon Crossing. Shots down there, but I think it might be guards. I think there's like an NPC like event where they just fight the samurai or whatever. This guy gets sniped in the back. Oh, he has to regain. That is unfortunate. Also, with Chapter 6, the crowns show on the map from any distance, so being around a crown that's on the ground is not good for you. And being around a medallion on the ground is also not good. So, like, being next to that stuff and then hyper-fixating on whatever was going on down there was just not ideal. You could heal here, and then I think there is, like, a heals vending machine right there with this building. Player needs to heal, though. It always, like, concerns me when they get opportunities to heal and then they just don't. And then, like, they're just driving around weak, you know? And then they end up fighting someone else and just losing. See if this guy goes island. I don't know if he will, though, because he didn't take the other medallion either. He might just not want the ammo medallion or not feel that it's worth, like, exposing his location. Someone killed the boss. Where are they at, though? They're right here. They're going to get away, I think. There's 2 people here, actually. I don't like doing the katana there. Wait, what is going on? Why is that person just standing there? They gave up? I feel like if you just shot his gun, he would have gotten the kill there for free. Like, both those players had his back to him. Being in the middle of them and just like knocking them around with the Typhoon Blade, I feel like makes that fight like unnecessarily crazy. Because like those 2 people standing on each other should somewhat fight. So just being behind cover and ARing them, I think is much better. But he really wants to use the katana, it seems. Someone else was just jumping on him. I don't understand what's going on. I want this player to not be on island. Because he seems like he does not want to use his gun at all. And if you're just not going to use your gun, eventually you're going to get third-partied on here. And yeah. This is not good. Maybe now he like gets on this tower and uses his AR and anyone flying. He did kill the person we were spectating with his AR, so he does know how to use it, but yeah. Also, I feel like what's going to happen with like how much he loves the Typhoon Blade, it seems like someone's going to land on him. He's just going to swipe them away, and then they're just going to land in the air and then fly around again. And they're just like constantly fighting in this area. Yeah, he's going to swipe. He doesn't hit it, but like if he did hit that attack, what happens? The Aang flies away, and now he's just continued like on island. Like these fights are taking so long. And I don't want fights to take a long time on island. Because it's always a spot where I feel like you're guaranteed to get third-partied. I don't know if this Aang has a medallion or it's the other player. I think it would be best for this person just to leave this area. Like, he does not seem interested in actually fighting. I think there is somebody else on island. Like, there's just shots behind him. Yeah. It's fortunate timing that he checked it. Because if he just stayed up there shooting, then this player could have shot him in the back. And gotten, like, free initiation. Again, though, at what point is he going to kill these people? Loses the Typhoon timing, gets knocked into the air, and then it gets 70 HP. Getting shot from mountain now, 20 health. This is like what I was saying. Like the longer you're just here, the worst off that is for you. Like I feel like you don't want to just be like hanging out on island while constantly in fights. Because they're just, it's always just such a messy, like chaotic area. Like he's very, very lucky to have survived that. Wants this water sprite, but it's running away from him. What are you doing? So when you throw the water sprite, when it initially deploys, you get 30 health right away, and then the remaining 20 you get over time. So he threw it away from himself and missed out on like the bulk of the healing from it. But you want to throw it like at yourself, so you can actually get that initial healing. There's one barrel here that mini doesn't really change his life. See, like right there, he got that initial 30, and then this is going to get him to like 100 HP-ish. And he's still going to be missing his 50 shield. Could hang out in here, wait for it to come back, use it again, and then take one of those fresh ones outside, or just take the minis. But there's Fight said he's missing out on third partying. Very nice. Please don't go up on island. Maybe you could find some heals here, but it's like the way this player has played on island, I've not enjoyed it. The other player that was on here died. Those are loot, I think the one that swiped him away and then beamed him. If that person had hit one more shot in the air, like he's not in this game anymore. Invisible medallion is on that mountain. You can kind of see it like flickering over there. He can maybe knock them off with fall damage, but someone voiding up here. Oh, I guess the person that knocked him didn't die. That's that person. He's gonna try to Typhoon Blade them. There's a person behind him though, I think. And the invisible player is gone. Dang! That's a downward swipe to avoid any potential fall damage there and like not get really flung, but I don't I don't like the way this person plays. Like, he's like constantly just wanting to swipe people, but it's not working out. He's dead, I think. Saves himself, but he's still dead. And that's... I don't... Yeah, I don't know. Like, I get the Typhoon Blade is good and all, but just, like, constantly forcing that situation, which is, like, kind of essentially a coin flip, as you saw. Like, if he would have gotten the swipe first on this lady, then things maybe go differently. But every step of the way, she got it. She did it. Her timing was a little bit better than his. And then it's just such, like, a drastic flip to the fight every time. Like, I don't... I get the Typhoon Blade is good, but, like, relying solely on that or having that be, like, your option one every single time, I think is just very flippy. There's a vending machine in there where they can maybe buy big pots from, but it might be bought out as well. But that weekend, I don't think ever, like, look to get, like, AR damage on somebody first or anything. I think there's somebody on this mountain, but he can maybe swipe them. That's maybe a death. Oh no. He gets flung now. What am I watching? They avoid the death with the thing, but yeah. Bro, this is like actually tilting me this game. And GG's, I think. That's why that's not good to do as your only option. I understand if you're running up there and then this guy's on the mountain and you kind of try to throw him off, but like all of them were playing so much for the blade even when it was unnecessary, or just like making the fight as messy as possible to try to use the blade. And then he wins that fight, or she wins that fight, but it's not clean. And then they get third party cleaned up and there's just GG's. Like, if all of your fights are messy, like third parties are going to be more problematic. But that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.